Right, I've just had my lunch on the seat over there, just looking across the herbaceous border, and I'm going to start off with the next video at Wentworth Woodhouse Gardens at this this tree, this newly planted tulip tree. So named because its flowers and its leaves look like a tulip. There you go. So there's been some really good new tree planting in the last few years, amongst all on this kind of top of the kind of southern lawn top bank. This was the area that was devastated by the coal mining that happened just after World War II, where all this was excavated right up to the front of the house, and then it was replaced by, shall we say, not very good soil, just basically heavy clay. But they did plant this beech stand here, this kind of beech woodland area, which there's not a lot to see there. It's just a pretty empty woodland area. There's bits and pieces in there for kids to play with and to make dens or whatever, and make little whatever they want, patterns and bits of artwork, etc. But what I'm more interested in is the kind of wildlife value of these areas that they've left unmown, and just as much in this kind of new arboretum area almost, this new planting. So we're going to have a look at some of the species. It's just lovely. From the variegated Norway maples, the yellow leaf limes, various conifers. We've got a manor ash, or is it white ash there? That'll look stunning in autumn. That's bright red. And we've got this Acer, I can never say it, it's Cappadocicum or something, Cappadapodicodicudocium. But the the foliage, if I can find a nice bit, especially that's in the sun, look at that. And then it goes greener as it's a bit shadier back towards the main stem. But that kind of, it's not even variegation, it's just, you know, the leaves, a bit of brown in there. But so that might be a little bit of sun scorch, not sure. But this will go, I think, lovely bright yellow in autumn. Look at that against the blue sky. That yellow there. Yeah. Maybe, not sure if that is sun scorch. It only seems to be affecting the lighter leaves, so it probably is. But then we've got, to contrast it with the kind of mid-green foliage of the manor ash, we've got this silver leaf lime there, which is stunning tree. Let's just have a look at this. So this is for the artwork here. Allium head. Just want to pause that if you want to read that. Limestone sculpture by Dan Jones. So then we've got a holly there. Seems to be an ash growing through that as well. So that will, and a is that an elder of some kind, possibly? Yeah, so that's, I think the ash will win out on that one. Lovely purple leaved maple. Another purple leaf maple there. We just want one of those yellow leaf limes or one of those maples there, those aces here, just to add a bit of contrast to the purple and kind of mid-green and bluey green foliage. If I can gently step across this unmown bit, this beautiful, beautiful mountain ash. Not sure what variety that is, but I would imagine that's going to colour up absolutely superbly in autumn. And then we've got another beautiful acer here. Again, I think this will probably be bright red. That looks like a variety of Acer rubrum. Yeah, there's a copper beech through there. The berries on that look lovely already, even though they've not coloured up yet. The purple leaved maple. Got a larch, so that's going to be yellow in autumn. Now apparently the gardens, I don't know if I've said this on previous videos, are only open till the end of September, which means that people are going to miss all of this foliage, because all of these trees will be looking at their best in October. In fact, some of them, such as the beech there, won't really be stunning until into November. October is the prime time, especially late October, for some more larches here. Late October for a lot of species. Again, it depends on the wind and the rain and the weather, how many decent days we have, how many cool nights we have. Horse chestnut, the lovely silver birch, another beautiful little mountain ash. So yeah, and because school half term is usually the second to last week in October or the last week in October, Rotherham and Sheffield tend to have different weeks for some reason. It would be nice if the gardens could stay open until the end of October. I think they should open from February, when you get half term. School half terms usually second to last week or the last week in February for the snowdrops, and then close at the end of October. Although I'd have them open all year if possible, but that might not be possible at the moment. Might be something down the line. And we've got lovely liquid amber there, a couple of liquid ambers. Lovely pine. I'm not well up on conifers. Absolutely lovely birch, that. Paperbark birch. Absolutely stunning. Got a holly, some berries, so that should be nice. Bit of Christmas, a bit of winter colour. Got a white beam again, should be nice, quite nice autumn colour on that. And then look at this here, this is one of my favourite mountain ashes, I think. I think this is pink pagoda. The berries are a lovely shade of pink that stay on for most of the winter, and the foliage is a lovely blue colour. Look at that blue colour, glaucous blue, and it turns lovely red, yellow, kind of purpley in autumn. So again, that's just, that tree alone is worth coming back. I'd pay £5 just to come in just to see that tree. Again, some Jackmontii, silver birches, Betula pendula. We've got a, I think, is this a, what's that? Again, this looks a fastigiate hornbeam, is it? A kind of yellow-leaved hornbeam. Not 100% sure about that. Lovely tree anyway. Because hornbeams, you don't see many hornbeams up in the north of England. It's not one of my favourite trees. It's mainly a south of England tree. And beautiful. That will, I mean, that's probably only planted 20 years ago. It's a red oak and quite fast growers, a lot faster than our native oak from North America. So as the name suggests, it turns bright red, but in this climate it doesn't stay red very long. It quickly goes to brown. I have, I think I have other videos of a gorgeous, really big one in Hillsborough Park in Sheffield. So yeah, it's a lovely red oak. And then down here where it's a little bit wetter, you can see the land dips there, and so it's quite boggy. We have a stand of willows. And of course, if some of these are the golden stem variety, they're going to look wonderful in winter. When you've got a low winter sun, which is south that way, you've got no foliage on the trees. So the sun's going to come through and light up the bark on there. So maybe there's room as well for planting some of that, some cornus, you know, the cornus that has the really lovely coloured bark, especially if it is a very wet area there, which it seems to be. Yeah, so let's go around here. What are we on? 11 minutes. Yeah, so again, I mean, there's a nice variety, but there's some good repeat planting of various trees here. Very impressive, and lots of routes to take through the trees, so you can actually, and the trees are quite widely spaced apart, so you can admire. They're given plenty of room to grow, so you can stand back and admire them. I've got another, I think, pink pagoda there. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful tree. Berries on that. Oh, and I've missed a tree, I think, up there. There's another tulip tree there. I'm not going to go back up, but I do know that further back up near the herbaceous border there is a variegated tulip tree. You don't see many of them around, so that gets me all excited. Sad person that I am. So as we walk towards the big, don't know what it's called, that is it, an urn or something? We can have a look up through the meadow area. Although, as I say, this is more, as the trees grow, this will become more of an arboretum as the trees start to dominate, and there will be less meadow. Although, you know, there will still be plenty of space for meadows between the trees. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I'll just come along to the Punchbowl. Apparently this used to be lit. You used to be able to see it from miles around when there were people of note at the house. That's a big thing, Punchbowl. Let's just have a look at that. If you want to read that, just pause that. This is an interesting area because we have, you can see there's quite a lot of bluebells under there, but they look a little bit sparse. They're okay, but they might be struggling under all these beech. Beech provide a really dense shade, so there might be some, at some point in the future, maybe one or two of these weaker beech trees could be taken out just to let a little bit more light in, so you've got better conditions for the bluebells and the undergrowth to come through. So that's just a little comment on that area there, because this in spring, in kind of May, I would imagine is just glorious with bluebells. So let's just come back. I'll just finish the video as I come out onto the south terrace, the eastern end of the south terrace. It's good to see as well that I think they're going to let these yews grow back. They were chopped back, but I think that was not a very good idea, because you want some surprise in a garden. And if we come out onto the south terrace, time am I on? 15 minutes. If we come onto the south terrace, you can see that towards the Ionic Temple, that there's a massive view up there, all providing great wildlife haven and a really good shelter belt. And also it stops people from just being able to see this view all the time as they walk through the garden, because you want to be left with a surprise as you come out, either at the Ionic Temple up there or down at this end near this other lovely red oak tree. So I think they started to cut that back, and they were going to cut it back all along, so you would be able to see the view all the time. And of course, if you see something all the time, you kind of get used to it and you kind of get bored with it. You want various parts of the garden to be hidden from other parts of the garden. Certainly if you've got a view as stunning as that. And this is fenced off, I think, because this is the wall is not safe. It needs pinning, I think. But if you've got a view as lovely as that, you kind of want people to come out and to be surprised by it. And as I said, just the wildlife value of keeping those yews as quite big trees is invaluable. So I think it was a mistake to cut those back, but I think they're allowing them to grow back again now. So yeah, this is a pond where, or one of the ponds, there's two down, you can see another one down there, I think there's 2 or 3 in the valley down there, where they took the ice and put it in the ice house throughout the summer. So they had ice all the year round. Keppel's Column over there, so this was all the Wentworth estate. Right over to Keppel's Column there. Now there's Rotherham over there in the southeast. Over there the housing is Thorpe Hesley. I think I've said this in the last video. And then Sheffield further in the distance there. So yeah, I'm going to finish that video here. Bye for now.